Fire in her throat. Fire in her lungs and chest. Nat breathed, and the drakon breathed. She exhaled, and the drakon exhaled. The drakon roared its fury, and the flame was everywhere, a blaze as bright as the noonday sun. Natasha Kestel was a drakon ritter. She was Anastasia Decastalius, the resurrection of the flame. But neither words nor names could capture the incredible floating, flying, gut-twisting, hair-raising sensation that filled her entire being. Being a drakon ritter was only part of it. Nat was the drakon. She was a piece of the creature's soul, a limb that had been torn from its body as surely as a wing or a claw, but now, reunited, they were one as they glided through the clouds, skimming across the water, the wind in her face and hair, its fire burning in her throat. The drakon's fury, its rage, was her rage, and she breathed that rage upon the drone ships that flew the flag of the remaining states of America, setting the entire ocean aflame. Not everything was so simple. The battle in the Pacific had been only the first victory, as the enemy's might was far more formidable and vast than she or the Council of Volonis had anticipated. Since the first battle, armadas hidden around points of the globe had tracked and assaulted every possible gateway to the blue. They'd come with their guns and their rockets, following her with radar and satellite, sending drone aircrafts to track her position and battle cruisers to fire their missiles into the drakon's hide. Like wasps stinging a hound's coat, Nat thought. But if stung enough, the hound will fall. It was her job to keep that from happening. But her drakon had suffered many injuries already, and it had been a while since they had been able to truly rest. All the oceans were the same, the frothy waters toxic and black, with the Tasman Sea as blighted as the rest. The gate of Aram had closed, but Navy spies discovered the new doorway located north of New Crete that the people of Volonis were using to rescue their sick brothers and sisters from the dying world. Nat had been patrolling the skies at dawn when she spotted the hulking supercarriers steaming their way to the island. She urged her drakon downward, and they dove through walls of smoke and ash, bursting through flame, a Valkyrie and her mount. The wind from its wings created white-crested waves that sent the fleet's smaller vessels tumbling in the tide, capsizing the drone ships and filling their hulls with black water that pulled them down into the murky depths, all while Nat and her drakon rose upward on a plume of hot air, disappearing into the dark skies and preparing for another volley. "Higher," she urged. "Faster. Fly ahead of their bullets." Drakon Manus flapped its leathery wings, the air gusting like a hurricane, each mighty wing beat scattering the clouds and creating a vortex, a hole through which she could glimpse the remnants of the latest fleet, the gleaming cruisers and destroyers of the RSA, floundering and nearly obliterated in one breath of the drakon's flame. One more, and they are done. Nat inhaled. She felt the hot air churning in her lungs, the fire building, heat swirling, rising. Make this blast the greatest yet, a heat so intense it will roast their ships into dust. The fire pulsed in her veins, it climbed up her throat. She let the flame grow until she couldn't control it anymore. The drakon's black and ashy scales glowed hot, red and orange. Nat screamed, and a violent blue fireball erupted from its mouth, intense and white-hot in the center, onto the remaining drones. Now all the ships were burning, their hulls blackened, and they were sinking into the ocean, steam rising and hissing as they slipped into the dark waters. Scorched. Defeated. Nat felt a fierce swell of joy and triumph, but she had survived enough of these campaigns to know it wasn't over quite yet. "Up," she said to her drakon. "Into the sky. Our hunt continues."